Population indicators are statistics that show us how a population is changing over time. In this video, we will look at a few different categories that can give us an indication of how a country is changing in terms of its fertility, its mortality, and a few other interesting factors that can really tell us a lot about a country's development. In this video, we will be talking about MEDCs and LEDCs. MEDCs stands for More Economically Developed Countries, and these are countries that are more developed. They tend to have a wealthier population and a higher quality of life. LEDCs stands for Less Economically Developed Countries, and these are countries that are less developed. They tend to be less wealthy populations and can often experience a lower quality of life. Let's have a look at some population indicators that revolve around fertility. The first population indicator we will look at has to do with fertility, and it is called birth rate, also known as crude birth rate. When we talk about something being crude, we are saying that it is including everyone. A crude rate doesn't take into consideration the gender or the age of the people involved. Crude birth rate, or birth rate, is the number of live babies born in 1 year per 1,000 people. Crude birth rate therefore includes everyone in the population, even men and women who are not of childbearing age. The formula for crude birth rate is the number of births divided by the total population times 1,000. And that's going to give us an answer of births per 1,000 people. In general, MEDCs have a lower birth rate while LEDCs have a higher birth rate. The next indicator is total fertility rate. Total fertility rate looks at the average number of children born to a woman in her childbearing years. Again, this tends to be higher in LEDCs and lower in MEDCs. The term childbearing years refers to the age range in which a woman is capable of falling pregnant and giving birth. Different sources consider different ages to be childbearing years. But if we were to take childbearing years as the age at which women menstruate, then childbearing years could be anywhere between 12 and 51 years old. The next indicator we will look at is something called replacement rate. We've just learned what fertility rate is, and if our fertility rate is 2.1, it means that the woman and her partner are just replacing themselves when they have 2 children. This means that the population will not grow. If the fertility rate is less than 2.1, the population will shrink. And if the fertility rate is more than 2.1, the population will grow. Let's look at a few population indicators now that revolve around mortality. Now let's look at death rate, also known as crude death rate. Remember what we said earlier about a crude rate. Crude death rate therefore includes everyone who has died regardless of age or sex. Death rate is the number of deaths per 1,000 people in a given year. To calculate death rate, we have to take the total number of deaths divided by the total population times 1,000, and that will give us an answer in deaths per 1,000 people. In general, MEDCs have a lower death rate while LEDCs have a higher death rate. Now we're going to look at another type of death rate that does consider the age of the people involved, and that is known as infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate is the number of infants per 1,000 live births who die within their first year of life. Now this does not include stillbirths. Again, our trend is that in MEDCs, infant mortality rate is low, and in LEDCs, infant mortality rate tends to be high. The next indicator is maternal mortality rate, and this is the number of mothers who die during childbirth. Once again, maternal mortality rate tends to be higher in LEDCs and lower in MEDCs. Now there is something else called maternal mortality ratio, and there's a slight difference between maternal mortality rate and maternal mortality ratio, but for the sake of simplicity, we will just use the term maternal mortality rate. Some definitions of maternal mortality rate also include the death of a mother during pregnancy or within 42 days after the end of pregnancy due to any pregnancy-related issues. The next indicator is life expectancy. Life expectancy is the average number of years a person is likely to live. Now, this is not a guaranteed age. It is an average age for a population and depends on various different factors like healthcare. In MEDCs, life expectancy tends to be much higher, whereas in LEDCs, life expectancy tends to be much lower. There are also a few population indicators that tell us how a population is growing. These include natural increase, growth rate, and doubling time. Natural increase is the rate at which the population is increasing or decreasing, and it depends on natural factors such as birth rate and death rate. It does not include factors like migration. Natural increase is expressed as a percentage, and to calculate natural increase, we need to take the crude birth rate minus the crude death rate divided by 1,000 times 100, and that is going to give us the percentage of natural increase for that population. Now, if we have a very large population, a small natural increase will mean that there are a lot more people added to that population. However, if a small population exists and there is a large natural increase, it will not add that many people to that population. We can use this natural increase to determine a population's doubling time. Doubling time is the number of years it will take for the population to double in size. And the way that we calculate this is by saying 70 divided by the natural increase, and that will give us the number of years it will take for our population to double. Growth rate is the difference between birth rate and death rate. So in order to calculate growth rate, we need to take our birth rate minus the death rate, and this will be expressed as a percentage. Looking at literacy rate as a population indicator will tell us how developed a country is in terms of its education. Literacy rate looks at the percentage of the population who are able to read and write and who are above the age of 15. Literacy rate tends to be higher in MEDCs and lower in LEDCs. Looking at GDP per capita as a population indicator will tell us how economically developed a country is. GDP per capita looks at the GDP of the entire country and divides it amongst the entire population to see what the income of each individual person in that population would be. GDP per capita tends to be higher in MEDCs and lower in LEDCs. And that does it for population indicators. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!